Right. Well, I'm live. I'll give it a moment, see if anyone actually shows up. But hopefully this will save and, you know, Nick or Gary will be able to see it following. Now, as I said, I can't explain to you why it happens in some games and not others. I only really had the issue in Call of Duty, Fortnite, and Doom Eternal. Everything else seemed to work fine, but those were terrible. So how I fixed it, it was purely down to the fact that I externally split my audio, and it's only because I'm connecting to another PC. When I split the audio, I've got a four-way splitter. Two of them go to the speakers, one goes to my headset. It's not a problem. But as soon as I plugged the other PC into that mixer, I had an issue. But my issue was on OBS end, not this end. So it's probably because you're then using OBS to split the other way. I don't know. But how I fixed it was in here, I had Windows and the game set to my headset. So whatever you've got the headset set up, I set it to that. Then I come down here and it's more settings. And then in this tab, you click recording, then stereo mix, and then you right click on stereo mix, you go down to properties, and then you click listen, you click the listen to this device, and then you play back through your capture card. So it then links to the capture card. And that's basically it. Then what you'll have to do is go into OBS and make sure, I think you already have the audio coming through the capture card. The capture card is then splitting that audio off to the headset. I'm guessing that's the way round that you've got it going. What you want is you want the headset plugged into the PC, not the capture card. Make sure that's plugged into the PC. And then, yeah, have your headset as the main audio. And then go in here, recording, stereo mix, right click, properties, listen to this device, and select your capture card. And that is what fixed it. As I said to you, you may need to turn the volume up a little bit in OBS, because I found that it ran a bit quieter than it did when I just split it. But that is the fix that I have. That's the only thing that I know that fixes it, but it stopped any of the buzzing in OBS, and I never get it in my headset. But I did get it in OBS, and it was freaking awful. I'm glad it was happening over that side and not my side, but it became like I couldn't do anything. I couldn't record gameplay or anything in OBS because of the freaking buzzing. Like, so I understand Nick's frustration as well, because holy shit, the noise, man. You go into, you're in the lobby and it's like, and then like when you're in game, well, for me, when I was in game, it was like having a drone above my head that was like literally copying every one of my fucking movements. It'd be like constantly, and then as soon as you turn it, it'd be like so fucking annoying. So I can understand his frustration if that is what was happening. But for me, the audio, when I was splitting it out externally, it was fine. And then all of a sudden it just decided, nope, not having that. So how I had to split it, because I do use two PCs. Is there enough cable on that for me to prove it? Hold on. So yeah, as you can see, there's my PC. This is the gaming side. But if you see through there, there's another PC on the back. I built this case. There's another PC on the back, and that's my second PC. That's what I use to capture on. Have I got enough cable to do that? I don't know. You'll be able to see on the back that there's like literally two PCs there. There's one side and one the other. But yeah, that's how I did it. So, like I said, it was never a problem before, but it became one. Sorry, I completely forgot that the mic was down here. Like, I'm there talking to the fucking camera. Like it can fucking hear me. It can't. But that is how I fixed it. So hopefully, this fixes your freaking problem. I was trying to scream it, but it's kind of hard because you've only got like so much you can type in one hit and chat, and like Nick's chat moves quite quickly. So you make a comment. If I went to follow on with another comment, it could be like freaking 10 messages down. Like, so it's kind of kind of hard work. But this is how I fixed it. So in game, make sure that it's set to the headset. Make sure that Windows is set to the headset. This is last time, and then you go to more settings. And then in more settings. Let me pull this under my head so you can see what I'm doing. In more settings, obviously you got all this. This will be your headset, and then obviously your capture card up here. What you do is you then go into recording, right-click on stereo mix, go to properties, listen, click that listen to this device, and then select your capture card. And it should fix the problem. So hopefully, Gary, this fixes the problem. If you see this very, very short live stream, hopefully it fixes the problem, because that was the issue. I'm still freaking updating, so I can't even check to see if it's happening with the new update. But it was a problem that I had, and it was being caused, and it was only sort of like selective games, and this is how I fixed it. And from what I can see, it doesn't look like you're necessarily doing that. Maybe you are, but this is how I fixed it. So set this to your headset, then yeah, more settings, then recording, right click stereo mix, properties, listen, and then make sure that's ticked, and then yeah, choose your device. But make sure that the headset is plugged into the motherboard, not like the capture card or whatever. It looks, I'm guessing that you've got the audio running to the capture card, and you've got your audio plugged into the capture card. That's what I'm guessing. It is a complete guess, but if that is the case, plug your headset back into the motherboard on your gaming PC and do this, and do it this way. I promise you, it's how I fixed it, and it works fine now. I get no buzzing across any game in any situation, and definitely not in Call of Duty. Just doesn't happen. So this is my fix. Hopefully, Gary, this sorted it out. Nick, I promise you I tried, but like I said, you can only scream so much in those little boxes, and you know, things get convoluted. Also, just a side note, Nick, do not listen to the AMD fanboys. AMD fanboys think DLSS is still the first version that they released like freaking 5 years ago, right? Don't listen to them. DLAA, you have a 5090. DLAA is native and the best anti-aliaser there is, certainly for Call of Duty. Don't listen to them. You're not going to lose any FPS. You've got a 5090. You can have all the settings on. I've got a 5070 Ti, and I can play 1440p with pretty much all the settings maxed out, and I still get like 140 to 160 FPS. And I'm on a 165 hertz monitor, so that's friggin' perfect for me. So you're on a 5090. You're playing at 1440p. You can max every setting out, and you're still not going to be like short on FPS. Do you know what I mean? So, but with your 5090, certainly in like Call of Duty, the only games that I would say to not use DLAA in are like racing games, because there's something about upscalers that just don't deal with car games and stuff very well. Like you get a bit of ghosting. But in things like Call of Duty, any first-person thing, DLAA looks absolutely friggin' awesome. So yeah, DLAA is definitely the best choice for you on a 5090. Do not listen to them. You do not need to use FX CAS, Fidelity FX CAS and all that. Like, you don't need to use that. Just use DLAA. It's the best option for you with your card. I promise you. Don't listen to the AMT fanboys. They have no idea what they're talking about. Half of the people that say not to use DLAA have never had an NVIDIA card, so they don't know. It's only available on NVIDIA, so they don't know. And because it's not available on their card, they tell you it's trash. It's not. It's literally the best anti-aliaser on the market at the minute. So just use DLAA. Past that, FSR does actually look quite good in Call of Duty, so I'm not going to knock it. But yeah, you've got a 5090, so use DLAA. But do this with your audio, and it should fix the problem. Like I said, make sure that your headset is plugged into your gaming PC, and then select your headset. Then, yeah, go down to more sound settings, recording, right-click on stereo mix, properties, listen, click listen to this device, and choose your capture card. That's it, and it should fix the problem. I'm guessing other people. This is the old way of splitting audio in Windows. You used to use it on Windows 10, Windows 8, 7. Definitely as far back as 7, I think. I think they introduced stereo mix in 7. So it's been there. It's just it just sort of hides sometimes, and people don't think about using it. They tend to split outside because you can certainly get louder audio. You have a bit more control over it and stuff. But this is what I suggest you do. Just plug your headset into the gaming PC, not your capture card. And like I said, make sure that the game, in-game and in Windows, it's selected to your headset. And then, yeah, more settings, recording, right-click stereo mix, properties, listen. Click the listen to this device, and then play back through this device, and you just choose your capture card. And I promise you that should fix the problem. So be it Nick or Gary, whoever gets to see this, if anyone sees this, please, we're only going to be live for we've been live for 12 minutes. 12 minutes I've been waffling on about this. I've probably said it about 4 times on the trot. I think you've got the idea. I only went live to show this. So if you see this, hopefully this fixes the problem. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.